Imagine if your car runs 1,200 kilometers straight after charging just one time, and that too gets charged in only 10 minutes. Yes, this is not a dream, but it can happen with Toyota's new solid-state battery. Toyota's CEO recently made such an announcement, which has created a stir in the entire auto industry. Tesla, BYD, and other companies are now shocked as to how Toyota has done this. No company has been able to claim to provide such a large range and such fast charging until this date. But Toyota has now made this impossible dream a reality. The question is, after the arrival of this battery, will the whole game of the EV market change, or is there a catch in it too? After all, what technology is used in it? In this video, we will tell you what is the real story behind this amazing technology of Toyota and why it is being considered the biggest revolution of the future. So stay with us until the end of this video, because at the end we will tell you when this battery can come to the market and whether it really has so much power, or is it just a slogan. Before moving on to the video, you must subscribe to the channel so that you could be the first to see such tremendous information. Before knowing about Toyota's market-shaking battery technology, let us first understand what the position of Toyota is today. Whenever there is talk of electric vehicles in the world, the name of Tesla comes first in people's minds. But quietly, that is without making much noise, Toyota has deeply rooted itself in the EV market in the last few years. So, a lot of people still think that Toyota only makes petrol and diesel vehicles, but honestly, the truth is quite different. Toyota is actually one of the largest car companies in the world, and over the last few years, it has really focused a lot on electric vehicles. If we take a look at the numbers from the last few years, Toyota has seen tremendous growth in the sales of both EV and hybrid vehicles. In fact, in the year 2023 alone, Toyota sold about 3.4 million electric and hybrid vehicles worldwide. That means, right now, 1 out of every 3 Toyota vehicles is running on electric or hybrid systems instead of a petrol engine. Not only that, but the demand for Toyota's EVs is continuously rising in big markets like Japan, America, and Europe. Plus, Toyota is now fully prepared to compete with BYD and other local companies in markets like China. Actually, after gaining a stronghold in hybrids, Toyota has realized that the era of petrol and diesel engines is coming to an end. Now, the company is betting completely on battery electric vehicles. That's why Toyota has spent billions of dollars on its research and development. In the last few years, Toyota has set up new EV factories in many countries of the world. It has traveled from its self-charging hybrid to plug-in hybrid and now battery EV. Toyota now clearly says that it will reduce the production of petrol engine vehicles in the next 4 to 5 years, and will convert most of the lineup to electric by 2026. The company has set a target to sell more than 1.5 million battery EVs every year. Not only this, Toyota has also launched many new EV models in the market. Vehicles like the BZ4X, the CHR-EV, and the BZ3 have already hit the roads, and there are plans to launch many new EV platforms and models in the coming 2 to 3 years. One special thing about Toyota is that it never hurried to run in the EV race. The company always launches its products in the market after testing them thoroughly. This is the reason why people consider Toyota's electric vehicles more reliable. Be it hybrid technology or fuel cell vehicles, Toyota has proved quality and durability every time. Toyota's CEO believes that just making vehicles is not enough to survive in the EV market. It is most important to improve battery technology, because it is because of the battery that the range is less, charging takes more time, and the price is also high. And due to this thinking, Toyota did such a big research on solid-state batteries. So now that you know Toyota has already made a stronghold in the world of EVs and is slowly leaving petrol engines behind, then imagine if the same Toyota has now made a battery that runs for 1,200 kilometers and gets charged in just 10 minutes. Then, how big will be the explosion in the market? Is 1,200 kilometers in just 10 minutes of charging possible? Why are other companies worried? Now, this question is roaming in everyone's mind because, up until this date, no company in the EV market has been able to claim to give such a long range and such fast charging. Even a giant company like Tesla gives a range of about 500 to 600 kilometers in its expensive models, and fast charging also takes at least 30 to 40 minutes. In such a situation, when Toyota suddenly came and said that they have made a battery that will give a range of 1,200 kilometers and get charged in just 10 minutes, then it is natural for other companies to be shocked, because that means Toyota hit on the EV's biggest weakness: battery limits. The 3 biggest problems in the EV market so far are range anxiety, charging time, and the high cost of vehicles. Before buying an EV, people think, What will they do if the battery runs out on the way or if they sit to charge it? They'll be stuck on the charger for hours. And on top of that, the price of an EV is, several lakhs more than petrol cars. This is the reason why EVs have not been able to replace petrol vehicles all over the world so far. So far, Tesla and BYD are at the forefront of this race. Tesla has made a good hold on the strength of its supercharger network and big batteries. Their premium models are giving a range of up to 500 to 600 kilometers, but the problem is that the price of vehicles is very high for such a battery, and the range is reduced in cheap models. On the other hand, BYD launched cheap EVs in China and other countries whose range is a little less, but the prices are under control. They also gave technology like the Blade battery, which is safe and durable. But their vehicles also do not offer more than 400 to 500 kilometers of range, and fast charging is also around 30 to 40 minutes. That is, the biggest challenge in the EV market today is to make a battery that gives more range, charges quickly, and is not expensive. And now Toyota has claimed to do the same. That is why companies like Tesla and BYD are worried, because if Toyota really does this, then their game may get spoiled. Toyota's talk of a 1,200-kilometer range and 10 minutes of charging is also big, because it is removing the biggest weakness of the EV, and if this battery becomes cheap and ready for production, then the EV market can completely change. People who are afraid of buying EVs until now will also buy EVs without hesitation. So this is the reason why other companies are, worried now. They're thinking, what formula has Toyota got hold of that no one has got hold of until now? That is why this technology can honestly prove to be a game changer for the entire industry. The batteries that have become, ubiquitous in modern electric vehicles, as well as in our smartphones and laptops, are lithium-ion batteries. This technology, which has been refined over decades, relies on a core principle of ionic movement facilitated by a liquid electrolyte. Understanding its basic construction is, really, key to appreciating the revolutionary leap promised by solid-state technology. Inside a standard lithium-ion battery cell, there are, two critical electrodes, a positive terminal called the cathode, and a negative terminal called the anode. These electrodes are typically made from advanced materials like lithium cobalt oxide, or lithium iron phosphate for the cathode, and graphite for the anode. They're physically separated by a porous polymer membrane to prevent electrical short circuits. The essential component that enables the battery's function is the electrolyte, which in these conventional batteries is a liquid or gel-like chemical solution containing lithium salts. This liquid electrolyte fills the space between and within the electrode's structures. During the charging process, lithium ions are forcibly extracted from the cathode and travel through this liquid electrolyte, migrating across the separator to be stored within the microscopic layers of the anode material. Conversely, when the battery is discharging to power a device or vehicle, those stored lithium ions make the return journey through the liquid electrolyte back to the cathode, releasing their energy as electrical current that flows through an external circuit. Solid-state batteries represent a fundamental and honestly transformative departure from this established architecture. While they may still utilize lithium-based chemistry for the electrodes, the critical difference lies in the replacement of the volatile, flammable liquid electrolyte with a solid compound. This solid electrolyte can be made from advanced ceramics, glass, or solid polymers. It acts as both the medium for ion conduction and the physical separator, creating a more stable and integrated structure. This shift from a liquid to a solid core component is not merely an incremental improvement. It unlocks a cascade of potential advantages, including dramatically increased energy density, vastly improved safety by eliminating fire-prone liquids, and the potential for much faster charging, propelling the technology into a completely different echelon of performance.